Well, hello and welcome to Bingewatch, the podcast where we take a look at the hottest new TV and film releases on streaming television platforms. I'm Hannah Fernando, the group editor of Woman and Woman and Home magazine.
And I'm Ian McEwan, writer on TV and Satellite Week, TV Times and What's on TV magazines. And today we're looking at the new releases for the week starting Friday the 26th of May 2023, including Byrne and Seth Rogan playing old college pals in the quirky Apple TV comedy Platonic, and Arnold Schwarzenegger making his TV debut as a veteran CIA operative in the Netflix action comedy series Fubar.
And we'll also be checking out two murder mystery series, Poker Face, starring Russian dolls Natasha Lyonne on Sky Max and Now TV, and the return of Sister Boniface Mysteries on Drama and UKTV Play. But first, Ian, what is in the news?
She's the woman of the hour, Eurovision host Hannah Waddingham. We said she was going to be getting lots of gigs, didn't we? Well, she's going to headline the Apple TV Plus musical special Home for Christmas, singing festive classics alongside special guests at the London Coliseum.
I've heard she's up for Bond too, a Bond girl.
Okay, wow. What else is in the news, Hannah?
In Netflix's 10-part drama The Core, Miles Heiser will play a troubled gay high school student who joins the Marine Corps with his straight best friend.
Well, we've got lots of laughs lined up for you this week, haven't we, Hannah? We're going to start on Netflix. Big news this, because Arnie himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is back. He's in a new series called Fubar, and here's a clip.
We're going to lose an operative. Codename's Panda.
I'm retired.
You zip in, extract Panda, grab the WMD, zip on out.
Holy shit.
My daughter is in the CIA.
What the f*** in this place? And dollar in the swear jar.
So, he said, I'll be back. And he is. He's in this new action comedy series which arrived on Thursday, the 25th of May. There are 8 episodes. He's kind of, I think he's a bit critic-proof in a way, Arnie, isn't he? Because I think he's a dreadful actor, unless he's playing a robot. But he's massively popular and hugely successful. So what do I know? This one has shades, I would say, of that film True Lies, in which he plays a secret agent and his wife kind of gets drawn into that world. Well, in this, Fubar, by the way, Hannah, do you know what Fubar stands for? Effed up beyond all reason, I think. It's recognition, actually, I correct myself. It's a bit similar to snafu, which is situation normal, all effed up. I think they're kind of wartime acronyms. Anyway, I digress. He is playing Luke Brunner, or is it Bruner, who is a veteran CI operative who is ready for retirement. We see him on his last job at the beginning of episode 1, bit of action set piece, and then it's his retirement party. But hang on, it's that old chestnut one last job, because he gets brought back into the field because another operative, who is codenamed Panda, is in trouble in Guyana in South America. Luke was planning during his retirement to win his wife back, because they are divorced or getting divorced, and go sailing around the world with her on a yacht. However, he's got to do this one last job. When he gets to Guyana, I think he's posing as a sort of arms dealer, and he's trying to recover a weapon of mass destruction, you know, the usual stuff. He discovers that Panda, the rogue spy, well, it's his daughter, Emma. Arnie's acting in this is as usual, it's pretty woody, I would say. And the way he delivers some of the lines is just hilarious. But as I say, he is critic-proof, and Arnie fans, I think, they will love it, because even though it's a ludicrous premise, it is a comedy drama, so you're not meant to take it too seriously. It's played for laughs. And we first meet the undercover Emma. She's in a bare knuckle fight. She's smoking a cigarette while fighting, which is quite an achievement. Of course, he's not only furious that he didn't know she's an agent, and vice versa, so is she, because she thought he was a salesman or something. he's really annoyed that she's been swearing and smoking. So there's some quite fun stuff. The family dynamic. There's the usual wisecracking team helping the operative. You know, there's always someone in your ear, isn't there, who can do all sorts of amazing tech things to help you on your mission. So I found it funny mainly because of Arnie's terrible acting. But if you're a fan, I think you find it entertaining. It's pretty lightweight stuff. It'll have some action set pieces. And I mean, considering the guy's age, and they refer to the fact that, you know, he's pretty fit for whatever age he is, this operative. Yeah, it's good old-fashioned Arnie fun, because he can mix comedy with action. We've seen that before. It's certainly not for me, but I think his fans will enjoy it. And Monica Barbaro, who plays Emma, I thought she was good. What did you think, Hannah?
The premise for this is absolutely, as you say, pretty ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, the storyline is not going to be winning any awards, I wouldn't imagine. But like you, I feel the same about Arnie. The thing is that he just plays the same person who is him in everything he does. So if you're a fan of his, then you're going to like him, because he doesn't do anything different to what he's done in every other thing he's ever been in. And as you say, he's completely wooden. He sounds like a robot. So again, like you say, if he plays a robot, that's great. But if he doesn't, he sounds the same anyway. And that's kind of where you're at with Arnie, isn't it? I mean, he literally is what you expect. But if you think he's going to be any different, or that he has a kind of, I don't know, is going to showcase a different form of acting, you'd be sadly mistaken. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger doing what he always does, and it's watchable. But is it for me? No, I'm actually not a huge fan.
Okay, over on Apple TV Plus, we have a new comedy series called Platonic, and here's a clip.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Will's getting a divorce.
So call him.
We literally haven't spoken to each other in years.
Call him. That's what friends do. Hey!
How are you?
Great. How are you?
How's the beer business?
I'm actually the brewmaster at my own bar now.
Congratulations.
You still got that family of yours?
You want to see a photo?
Well, there they are. Cool.
So this is, as you say, another comedy, and there's 10 episodes, and I really, really enjoyed this, because Byrne, I'm a great fan of, and she plays the part of a stay-at-home mum of 3 children, Sylvia. And then there's Will, who's played by Seth Rogan, and I actually really enjoyed this pairing. It's very light-hearted, really, and it kind of doesn't particularly do anything different to what previous productions have done. You know, it's kind of like a Harry Met Sally type rom-com, but without, it's platonic, exactly what it says. It's platonic. So these two are friends from college. Their friendship is sort of separated. She's gone off and got married to a lawyer, a very attractive lawyer, I might add. And he convinces her to sort of, you know, rebuild her friendship with him or try and get it back on track. And then, of course, you know, regrets it, because Seth Rogen, as you'd imagine, and he does sort of play these sorts of characters, he's a bit of a woolly. You know, he has never really grown up. You know, there she is as a mum of 3 and at home and settled, and, you know, the whole thing is based around what they get up to, the silly things they do, drugs involved, booze involved, and general sort of midlife crisis behaviour. And soon the husband really regrets suggesting that perhaps they could be friends. But I suppose it goes back to the thing about them being platonic, and there's nothing more than that. But it's derailed her, shall we say, and therefore it's very funny. But I think it's particularly funny and particularly well played because of the actors involved. Did you enjoy it?
I did like it, and I think it's a bit of a throwback to the sort of films that Seth Rogen used to make, the kind of slacker comedies. It does ask the question, can a man and a woman just be platonic friends? And they talk about the fact that when you settle down, perhaps get married, have kids, how many friends of the opposite sex do you still see just on your own with them? And I think that's an interesting question. And they also name check when Harry met Sally when they're discussing it, and someone says, "Well, it should be called when Harry effed Sally because of how it ends." So yeah, it's a nice idea. I thought initially some of the kind of dialogue when she's at home with the husband and kids was a little bit clunky, but once he gets together with Seth Rogen's character Will, who he's getting divorced basically. She finds out he's getting divorced and they fell out because she didn't like his fiance, so their friendship ended. When she finds out he's divorced, she kind of gets back in touch thinking she can rekindle the friendship, and he sort of co-owns a bar. She goes to a party at the bar, so they end up having a night out together. And it's just very funny, you know. They get up, you know, they say they're drinking. I think they're taking a bit of hash, and they get into sort of various amusing situations. So yeah, I liked it. I mean, I like Seth Rogen. He's done some brilliant stuff. He always sounds like he needs to clear his throat, doesn't he? He's one of those actors, but he's great. And this is him, you know, doing what he kind of became famous for doing, this sort of character. So yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Over on drama and UKTV Play, we have the return of Sister Boniface Mysteries, and here's a clip.
Sister Boniface is doing what any good sister would do with her talents, helping people.
What have you got?
It was murder.
She's completely fearless, up for anything.
This place will be firmly on the map.
But what if we don't want to be on the map?
We'll need statements from you all.
Yes, and blood samples. I hope you don't mind a little prick.
So this arrives on Friday. I should have said that Platonic arrived on Wednesday, the 24th of May, but I didn't. Anyway, I have now. For those not familiar, Sister Boniface Mysteries is a spin-off from Father Brown, and Lorna Watson plays the title character, who is a nun who is also an expert in forensics, and she helps the local police in Great Slaughter, brilliant name, in solving murders. So it's a period whodunit. It's pretty light-hearted, as you can kind of gather from the setup. She's a moped-wearing nun who's good at forensics, and I'm quite invested in this because for this is the second series, and I interviewed Lorna Watson about it, and she's really, really nice, and she's great in this role. In episode one is quite fun. A children's TV series called Jolly Roger, which is very, very similar to Blue Peter, you may notice, comes to Great Slaughter, and a dead body is found during filming. Sister Boniface, it's Boniface, not Boniface, I should tell you, and all the nuns have men's names. Did you know that? All these nuns. They also make wine at the nunnery. But that's by the by. Yeah, it's a different case every week. It's all quite light-hearted. You've got regular characters, the other nuns, and also the local police who interact with Sister Boniface. They've got some good guest stars. You have John Thompson from The Far Show, and of course it's another Far Show star who plays Father Brown, isn't it? He appears in one episode as a clown. Yeah, there's just lots of great ideas. There's a chess tournament. There's something involving a pirate radio station, and it's all done with a great sense of humour. So it's pretty fluffy and light, but I like Lorna in the role, and I like this show. What do you think, Hannah?
It's a bit of fun, isn't it? And I think I said Boniface, so now you've put me right. It's Boniface, and I shall not make the mistake again. I like how, you know, when you read the interviews around these things, I like the fact of how they talk about how the habits are just so hot and difficult to wear, and I just like the kind of the other side of this, you know, like you say, the wine making, and also it does attract, as you said, you know, some big names. John Thompson is in one episode, and it just seems like I think it's something that will just keep coming back about, but a bit cult, I suppose, to a degree. And I just think it's really fun, whilst also dealing with murderous subjects, as we know.
Well, I think we may have saved the best till last this week. Over on Sky Max and Now TV, and arriving on Friday, it is yet another new series, Poker Face. And here's a clip.
What's it like? Always knowing the truth.
There's nothing mystical about it. I could just tell.
When anyone is lying.
Yeah. I know what you did, you psycho.
You're gonna find Charlie Kidd, and you're gonna bring her to me.
Yes, so this is a murder mystery series, and when I think of murder mystery series, I always think of things like Murder, She Wrote, and the things that were on in your mum's house when you go round, and this is, I suppose, kind of based on that. Really, it's a 10-part series, and it stars Russian doll's Natasha Lyonne as a very quirky but lovable sleuth, Charlie Cale. Now, Charlie Cale, I absolutely love this role because it was just made for her, really, because the voice, the gritty voice, she's on the road a lot, she's a real character. So she starts off, she's a casino cocktail waitress, and she can tell when anyone's lying, and you can see the camera moves are quite clever, where you kind of see her catching things and seeing things that other people would probably just not notice. But she's on the run, and so what you'll see is, apart from the fact that there's a lot of murders in this, because that's obviously what it's based on, she's there. She has a sort of a bit of a knack for solving these murder mysteries along her, not her road trip, but while she's running away from this casino boss. And all the time her life's put in danger. And she's really streetwise, but it's really quite gritty in places, and in a lot of places actually. But I really like her part. I think it all hinges on her and all centres around her, obviously. And it's not something that I thought initially that I would enjoy that much, because I wanted to get involved in the story, and it kind of, I don't know, there weren't that many laughs. But it's actually, I got a bit addicted. Did you enjoy it, Ian?
I did enjoy it. You wait ages for 2 series with really brilliant female lead characters to come along. Last week we had High Desert with Patricia Arquette. This week we've got Natasha in Poker Face, and it's from the maker of Knives Out and Glass Onion, those murder mystery films. And yeah, her USP is that she can instantly tell when someone is lying or if they're telling the truth. So episode 1 is great because it's set in a casino, which is run by Adrian Brody, who is always great fun. And he is trying to recruit her to basically make this high roller lose a lot of money in a game of cards. But there's a murder, and she wants to get to the bottom of it. She's a great character. She lives in a sort of knackered trailer. She's always chugging beers. She drives a really beat up car. Great cast as well. You've got Nick Nolte, Ron Perlman, Chloe Sevigny, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So, and yeah, it has been compared to, her characters being compared slightly to the dude in The Big Lebowski, also to classic PIs like Philip Marlowe, and of course Columbo. And she's got these great powers of deduction because she has this tremendous asset. She can tell if you're telling a lie. So I really enjoyed episode 1, and episode 1 ends with, for reasons I will not reveal, she's going to go on the run basically, and I think it's going to be like a case of the week type structure, where as she's drifting around, she's coming across crimes and she's figuring out who the guilty party is. So yeah, really good series. Enjoyed it. Would like to see more. Now we've got to that time, Hannah, where we find out what you've been binging on this week. So please reveal all.
Well, I had another look at the Ed Sheeran documentary. He's just so likeable, isn't he? And lots of my friends have been talking about it again, so went back and had a look at that. And also, I have to say, I do love Kirsty and Phil's Love It or List It. Have you watched it, Ian?
No, I haven't.
You must. You must. One for your list.
I think Phil's got a new series where he walks his dog around beautiful parts of the UK as well, with other celebrity dog owners. Well, I watched the Anna Nicole Smith documentary on Netflix, which is very interesting. And there's also on BBC iPlayer, there's a very good documentary series about the Troubles called Once Upon a Time in Northern Ireland. Well worth a look. We've just got time to look ahead to next week's offering. So what is on the menu, Hannah?
Comic Alan Carr's colourful childhood in the 1980s Northampton is recreated in Changing Ends on ITVX. And the reason I want to talk about that one particularly is because the boy in it used to go to school with my daughter.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I look forward to that because, of course, his dad was a football manager, interestingly. And also next week, the brilliant Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux play the bungling buddies behind the Watergate scandal in the comedy caper White House Plumbers on Sky Atlantic and Now TV. So we look forward to those and much, much more. But in the meantime, watch it!